So celebrations there for the German champions as they take all 3 points to keep themselves top of Group A and very much favourites to advance. Advance from a group now which you feel is all about Galatasaray and Manchester United, isn't it? Is that fair between those two as to who's going to go through?
It looks like it, and let me tell you something. If Galatasaray play the way they did for a good hour in this game, it's going to be a tough evening for United, because if you're just looking at the scoreline here and saying, Bayern 3-1, Thomas Tuchel, everything's great, it is not. Yes, he only had, I think, 7 players, I believe, on the bench because they've got injuries, but the starting 11 was still strong. And apart from that first 7 or 8 minutes, and up until Galatasaray tired, they were second best all over this field. I've rarely seen a Bayern side give the ball away as much as they did. Galatasaray pressed high, worked hard, won all the second balls, created the chances, put Bayern under pressure, and it was only when that Kane goal came from literally nothing that Galatasaray started to throw bodies forward, Bayern get the third. But this was, at very best, an unconvincing performance once again from Thomas Tuchel's men. I was actually really impressed by Galatasaray, but they came away with nothing, absolutely nothing.
I think the thing for me is Bayern, while under pressure, never really seemed that panicked. And yes, I think right now it comes down to Manchester United and Galatasaray. But as I was saying earlier, Copenhagen will be thinking that we've got 90 minutes to save our Champions League campaign here. And again, while they've struggled, Copenhagen were 2 up in Turkey. Had a man sent off in the 76th minute and then concede 2 in the last 4 minutes of the game. But for the last minute of this one, we could be having such a different conversation about just the general look of this group. So if you're Manchester United, on the back of this poor performance, yes, you get 3 points. Counter that with going to Copenhagen in the next match day, who know they're drinking in Lars Chance Saloon at home. I think the next match day, as we've often said, with these back-to-backs really determines what happens, because I don't think that there's an awful lot between the chasing 3.
How do you see this group finishing, Jan?
Well, it's a very, very interesting group. I'm with the boys of the analysis of the Bayern game. Bayern got away with it. I mean, I think they were surprised that they went to all 3 points. But I guess when you have Sané, you have Musiala, you have Coman, you have Kane, you do score out of nothing. What's interesting, as Xhaka is talking about, Copenhagen, they were you could say they were the better team against Bayern Munich at home. Sven Ulreich was the man of the match in that game. Sven Ulreich, who is the second goalkeeper, just waiting for Manuel Neuer coming back. Apparently, he will be back this weekend as the goalkeeper. So this is a group that is very hard to predict. If I would put my money on it now, I would have said Bayern Munich and Galatasaray.
Wow.
Yeah, but looking at Bayern as a story, you know, if we're looking at the bigger picture in the Champions League, and that's what we are with them. They're paying the money for Kane that they did. They're one of, you know, Europe's juggernauts. I at this moment in time, unless there's a big tail off from other teams, and I know at the moment City not in the greatest form, but do seem as if they're a good nose ahead. I don't like the look of this Bayern side at the moment. I think defensively they look weak. I think in the middle of the park, the balance is not right. And yeah, you know, Coman and Sané and Musiala in particular, and Kane looked frustrated at times. He looked frustrated by the decision-making of the players around them in their end product.
Right.
I think correct.
That frustration will be less, Jan, because he got himself a goal. But something at Bayern, I know they've got injuries, but something is not right in this team.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you at the balance of the team, because they put up 2 number 6 holding midfielders is because Tuchel doesn't trust Kimmich, and that is a potential thing. Having said that, I think that they will do something in the winter transfer window. They will get 1 or 2 players in, and with Harry Kane in there, and with Harry Kane in a combination with Leroy Sané, who has had a good season, Musiala is still developing, and with the match winners, I don't want to write them off in this Champions League. I think they're up there. And when you see the stats of Harry Kane, he got 11 goals now, 6 assists. They love to play with him. But another stats who is amazing, They have played 37 group stage matches in Champions League without losing. They won 16 in a row.
Wow.
So they're no group stages. But the last years, they've just been knocked out far too early. And that is the big thing on Harry Kane. I used this quote before, but Jupp Heynckes always used to say, the old Bayern coach, the season doesn't start for us before March, April and May. And that is for the big teams. So now it's all about being around till the big games coming up.
Who'll be around in the knockout stages?
I think it's going to be Bayern and Galatasaray.
Don't talk about Copenhagen throwing it away again, Shaq.
Don't talk about that 2-0 game.
Bayern Munich and Copenhagen. Don't resist. I'm going with Copenhagen.
You love Copenhagen, Shaq.
I do.
You know they were 2-0 up.
They were.
Were they? What happened?
They threw it away.